Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into one of the coolest topics in AI right now, finding the absolute best, small, open source models for building truly powerful AI agents. You're going to want to stick around for this one. So, have you ever wanted to build an AI that doesn't just, answer questions, but can actually do things? I'm talking about an agent that can reason through a problem, use tools like a web browser, and figure out a whole multi-step plan to get a job done. Of course you have. But here's the million-dollar question. What if you don't have access to a server farm packed with super expensive GPUs? Well, that's the big challenge we're tackling today. How to get that high-end agent performance, but without the high-end price tag. And we have a packed game plan. We'll kick things off with a challenge, then we'll define what makes an agent truly great. After that, it's the main event, our gold, silver, and bronze winners. We'll also look at some specialized models, help you pick the perfect one for your project, and then, to wrap it all up, we'll give you the complete blueprint for your agentic stack. Okay, so let's really set the stage here. The goal is to find models that are fast, super cost-efficient, and can actually run on hardware that you and I can get our hands on. We need real intelligence and capability, but without that massive, crushing computational cost. That, right there, is the lightweight agent challenge. Now, before we can start ranking models and handing out medals, we need to know what we're even looking for. What are the skills that separate a basic chatbot from a truly effective AI agent? Let's break down the criteria. We're really focused on this concept called Agentic RAG. And honestly, the best way to think about it is to imagine a really smart intern. You don't just give them a question, right? You give them a task and the tools, like internet access or a calculator, and they go out, find the info, process it, and bring you back a solution. That's exactly what these AI agents are built to do. So, to be a good, smart intern, a model needs to master 4 key skills. First, it has to know when and how to use its tools. That's tool calling. Second, it needs to provide its answers in a clean, structured format like JSON, so other programs can actually understand it. Third, it has to follow complex instructions to the letter. And maybe most importantly, it needs to perform multi-step reasoning, breaking a big, scary problem down into smaller, manageable chunks. These are our judging criteria. All right, with our criteria locked in, it is time for the main event. Based on a ton of testing in real-world agent loops, we are ready to announce the gold, silver, and bronze medalists for the best lightweight agent models out there today. And taking the bronze medal is a model I'm sure you've heard of, Meta's Llama 3.18b. This thing is a total workhorse in the community, and it's famous for its stability and incredible support. Llama 3.1 absolutely earned its spot on this podium. Why? Well, it's got this massive ecosystem supporting it, so it plugs right into frameworks like Llama Index and LongChain without a fuss. It's fast, it's predictable, and it's fantastic with quantization, which is just a fancy way of saying you can shrink it down to save memory. If you're building a serious production-grade system where stability is everything, Llama is your rock. Our silver medalist is Qwen 2.5, specifically the 7 billion parameter version. This model, which comes out of Alibaba, has been a total standout, especially when you look at its raw intelligence for its size. So why does Qwen 2.5 get the silver? Because it has arguably the best reasoning and accuracy you'll find in the 7B class. It's amazing at grounding its answers in the documents you give it, and its tool use skills are just incredibly strong. So if your agent needs to handle some pretty complex reasoning or it's constantly calling different functions and tools, Qwen 2.5 is just a phenomenal choice. And now, taking the gold medal, our champion for the best all-around lightweight agentic model is Mistral 7B, and more specifically, its latest evolution, Mistral Nemo. So why does Mistral take the top spot? Well, it hits that perfect sweet spot between being smart and being fast. It's got fantastic reasoning and tool calling skills, but its absolute killer feature is its blazing fast performance, even on a regular old CPU. This makes it perfect for things like chat plus retrieval systems and for those React-style agents that are constantly thinking and then acting. In this weight class, Mistral is the undisputed king. This slide here gives you the whole landscape at a glance. You can see Mistral Nemo sitting right at the top with that perfect blend of speed and reasoning. Right behind it is Qwen, the reasoning powerhouse, and Llama, the rock-solid foundation. And below them, you've got some amazing specialized models, which we're going to talk about right now. Now, not every project needs the best all-arounder. Sometimes you need a specialist. the right tool for a very specific job. So let's look at the runner-ups who are absolute champions in their own niche. For instance, if you need an agent that can run on a tiny device like a Raspberry Pi, Microsoft's Phi 3 Mini is your winner, hands down. If you're looking for that Google-level efficiency and safety, Gemma 2 is a fantastic pick. And if your agent needs to do some really deep multi-step thinking, DeepSeek R1 has the best chain of thought capabilities out there, meaning it's great at showing its work as it solves a problem. Okay, we've seen the rankings, we've seen the specialists, so now let's make this super practical for you. How do you actually choose the perfect model for your project? A lot of the time, it comes down to a really simple trade-off. If your number one, absolute top priority is latency, getting an answer back as fast as humanly possible, then your choice is Mistral Nemo. Easy. But if you can give up just a little bit of speed to get the absolute smartest reasoning you can find in a small model, you go with Qwen 2.5. Here's another common fork in the road. If you need maximum stability and you want the comfort of a huge, well-supported community and toolset, Llama 3.1 is the safe, professional bet. But if you're building for the edge, a phone, a smart camera, anything with limited resources, then the tiny, super memory-efficient Phi 3 Mini is exactly what you've been looking for. Look, a great model is just one piece of the puzzle. To build a really functional agent, you need the whole stack. So let's zoom out and look at the complete blueprint for putting all these pieces together. And here it is, your optimal, battle-tested, lightweight stack for 2025. For your embedding model, go with BGE Large. For your main brain, your LLM, pick our gold or silver medalist, Mistral Nemo or Qwen 2.5. Build it all with a framework like Llama Index or LangGraph. Store your data locally in a vector database like ChromaDB, and give it superpowers with React logic and function calling. That right there is a recipe for success.